What's going on, guys? Sheila's here with another episode. Today I'm going to be going over how I built my entire overlanding rig for under $1,000. Some of you may be looking at my rig saying, there's no freaking way, but I promise you there is a way, and I'm about to tell you. First rule when it comes to building an overlanding rig, you do not have to buy name brand. There's Smittybilt, there's CVT far as the tents, then you get into the bed rack systems, there's All Pro, there's all kinds of stuff out there. I limited myself to $1,000, and I said this is how much I'm going to spend, no more, no less. So first off, I started with the bed rack. What I did was, Facebook Marketplace is your best friend when it comes to building your rig. Like I said just a second ago, starting off with the bed rack, I found a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace who was a engineer student out of San Antonio. Had his own homemade fabrication shop in his garage. Had pipe bender. He built this sucker, had it on there for $300. Boom. I said sold. So I drove 3 hours to San Antonio, bought it, got back super late. And then, after I bought the bed rack, then I started, okay, what do I want to put on the bed rack? I knew I needed something, to get myself out of a muddy situation down here in, South Texas where I live. It's mainly a lot of flat trails that are mostly dirt. We don't have a lot of stuff where I need super aggressive suspension or anything. Basically, the only thing we're ever going to encounter is sand and mud. So I bought some traction boards. Bought those off of Amazon Marketplace for $40. And then I went to Home Depot and I bought it's called a garden axe. On one side it's got a pick so you can dig with it, and then on the other side it's got an axe for chopping wood. I was like, hey, $30, boom, right now we're sitting at $370. And then time went on and I really wanted a tent. I really wanted to get to camping. I had fun off-road, but I wanted to camp, especially down here in South Texas. It is that time of year where it's 65 degrees during the day, about mid 40s, high 30s at night. It's perfect temperature to camp. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna need a rooftop tent. And I was like, well, all I've got is about $630 left in my budget. So I looked at new ones, couldn't afford those. Looked at used ones, kept chewing people down, and no one wanted to, sell the rooftop tent that was a year old for $600. Which, I understand, but I am just not willing to pay. I found a couple used ones here towards the end. I found a CVT tent. A guy said he takes $550 for it. It was 2 years old. Had some wear and tear. And then all of a sudden, my best friend out of Oklahoma sent me a deal, and he stumbled upon a gold mine. Up here, this is a triple T RV rooftop tent. The guy has them or builds them or whatever you want to call it in Gun Barrel City, up by Cedar Creek Lake here in Texas. So I drove 3.5 hours to look at it. Basically, he got in contact with the Smittybilt manufacturers who made Smittybilt's rooftop tent over in China. Had him modify a few things to the tent so he couldn't get hit for copyright infringement. Put his logo on it and was unloading his 2019 models for $600. Said, dude, I will be there tomorrow with cash. Drove up the next morning, bought it, came back, stuck it on. Dude, it is identical to Smittybilt. There's a few things. Smittybilt has the Velcro for the protective thing as you're going down the road. This one's got a zipper. That was one of the things he modified. And on the inside of the Smittybilt, there's a LED strip. This gentleman here took it and made it to where you could move it around. Beefed up the zippers. They're more heavy duty. Made a bunch of stuff that was just a little bit more heavy duty, a little more beefy, and put his own twist to it. Color scheme is the exact same. I will be doing a video on this tent tomorrow. Me and my wife are going camping down in deep central Texas, and I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing, shooting reviews on the tent, all that stuff. But so far, all in all I've got into it right now is about $970. And then I was like, okay, I got $30 left over. I need to cook on something if we're out there on the trail. So I went to Academy, and for $24, I bought this deal. Yeah, it's not your propane stuff like all the other fancy guys are running. But when I cook my stuff, I like to cook it over an open flame. Far as sleeping bags and stuff, I've had sleeping bags for years. I've had these totes for a while. I made this a while, or my wife got this as a present because I don't remember why, but this was a Christmas present. It's a porta-john. I wanted to call it another word, but my grandmother would slap me through the interwebs. But yeah, no, when it comes to, for me personally, when it comes to overlanding and camping, the number one thing you can invest in, it's not your tent, it's not your rack, it's not your truck. It is a way to go to the bathroom comfortably. So basically, this is a 5-gallon bucket. This was $5. We didn't pay for this. It was a pool noodle wrapped around the rim. Put a trash can liner in it, you're good to go. And then the second most important thing for me is a way to stay warm, whether that be a fire or a buddy heater. I did not include my buddy heater in this video because I had that for duck hunting. We use that in the duck blinds and stuff, so I didn't include that in this video. And those run about $70 for. So this whole setup, if you want to include the buddy heater, I would say it's about $1,050. And it takes time. It took me 6 months to build this. So you know, it's not that I didn't have the money. We had the money. I just kept looking, was patient, just keep looking. It takes time to build your rig. Don't rush into it, okay? And like I said, I really don't need sliders down here because we're not, you know, hitting big boulders. So basically the only mods I've done to my truck is put a rack and a tent. And on the tent, on the zipper, I put this little rope because it's just easier to pull. But having said that, you know, I just wanted to share this video with you guys just to show you that it doesn't cost a lot of money. And yeah, there's people that, well, I can't afford it, I'm in college, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say this once, and only, you know, and that's it. If you want something bad enough, the only thing that's going to keep you from getting what you want is yourself. I remember when I was in college, I really wanted a bass boat, and I sacrificed having a girlfriend for 4 years. Didn't have a girlfriend, didn't go on any dates with anybody for 4 years, and I paid for my bass boat in full because it was about $250 a month, and that's what I figured out to be going, you know, taking a girl out a couple times a month, and food and movies and stuff like that. So I sacrificed having a girlfriend, and I bought a bass boat. Now I own a bass boat outright, and I have no regrets. I mean, I just got married, I have a lovely wife, I got a little one on the way. Everything just comes in time. But like I said, I'll be 27 next year. You know, I'm a little late to the party as far as getting married and starting a family, but that's okay. I knew what I wanted. I wanted a boat, so I sacrificed having a girlfriend and all that stuff, and I have no regrets. So like I said, this is my setup, and that's how much I paid for it, and it takes time. Don't rush into it. You don't have to have name brand stuff. In fact, I am pretty sure I am one of the only guys that has a rig that is made 100% in Texas. I mean, granted, the tent was made in China, but the guy who sold it put his logo. He's based out of Texas, not name brand. My rack was built in Texas. I'm just stoked. So I will say that my rig is 100% made in Texas. But yeah, no, that is how much I paid for everything. If y'all have any questions, drop a link. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit that like button. Ask any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I'm usually pretty active on answering because I only have like 800 and something odd subscribers. I'm hoping to boost that up. I haven't made very many videos lately because it's been an insane year. My last job, I was working all the time, wasn't very happy. Got a job down here in Texas. I was thinking, okay, let's go. So I upped and moved within 3 days. Stayed in an apartment with nothing but an air mattress. I got married, and I have a baby on the way. So I really haven't had time this year to sit down and make video. And duck season, I mean, we're already on half a month into duck season. Hadn't been hunting yet, but that's just I hadn't had time. I've been doing other stuff, but I'm looking forward to the future. Next year's going to be an insane year. I got a kid coming in February. I'm gonna be hitting the videos hard. I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands. You know, my wife's gonna be booked up with the baby. I mean, I'm gonna help with my wife and help her take care of my child because that's my baby girl. I'm gonna take care of her, but I'm gonna have a lot more free time. I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be, having to ask the wife, hey, do you want to go with me? Like it's gonna automatically be, hey, go ahead and go. Me and the baby are gonna, take a nap, or I'm gonna do this while the baby's sleeping. Heck yes, let's freaking go. But I got a little bit off track. Let's get back on the road. But this is my rack. This is my build. I did it all for right under 1,000, right around 1,000. You can do it too. Just take your time. Build it how you want. Shop. Facebook Marketplace. That is the greatest thing ever, and that's the greatest thing Facebook has ever done. That's the only thing I get on Facebook now for anymore. But this is my build. Hope you like it. We'll see you on the next episode. Adios.